Atlas TV. I'm your host again, Dark Signal, and today we have another episode of Investor Roundtable. Today we have Bribel, representing technical analysts, odvb, representing gamers in crypto, and lorrdo, the one and only, representing lorrdo. How are you guys today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Fantastic.
Good.
I'm
Good.
hot, 29.9 Celsius. I'm sweating. I should make a nude stream, but kids
Mine
are
was
watching,
38, so
oh my God. Yeah.
So let's kick this off with a round of introductions. lorrdo, tell us a little bit about yourself.
well, I'm Lordo, part of Skull and Bones. Um, I'm running a gaming community and multiple games. And yeah, apparently I'm invited to be on the table here.
Lucky you and lucky us.
Yeah,
How about you,
we'll see.
ODVB?
I'm here because I need to be here, I guess. So, yeah. People know me.
You
So
was
I
cancelled.
don't, like, I'm basically just hopping in for somebody else, but yeah, I do my best.
Awesome. And you, Bribel?
All right. So, yeah, glad to be here. Thanks for having me on again. My name is Bribel. I am a technical analyst, macro investor, um, YouTuber, which by the way, check me out at Market Pros. And I also tutor people on technical analysis and how to trade. So I'm looking forward to this roundtable.
Awesome. Let's kick things off. It's a super exciting day for pretty much anybody following Star Atlas. And that's not only because we have a lot of content now for dropping, but also crypto seems to be on a little bit of a rally. Bitcoin's up 10% on the week from its recent lows. Atlas is up 24% today on the week from its recent lows. I'm finally up and positive and green on my ballad, so that's an incredible feeling. How are you guys feeling about the current market? How are you feeling about the rally? Are you happy, optimistic, pessimistic, sad? How are you feeling? Let's start with you, lorrdo.
For me, I'm not getting too excited yet. I'm expecting deeper bottom, to be honest. So I'm waiting for that to happen before I hop in with the rest. I've been buying my way down. Yeah, uh, there is a bit left that I want to invest, but yeah, at some point, you cannot buy more, I would say.
That is the
So
truth.
yeah, uh, that's basically how I see the market at the moment. Like for me, there's nothing to be excited about yet. Like it's a good opportunity if you bought yesterday, but in the short, long term or midterm, I'm not too optimistic yet. I'm waiting for October or at least after the summer.
Not riding the hype train just yet.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Like for Polos and Atlas, I'm expecting something with the new releases coming, of course, because utility normally brings up price. So for that, I think it's a good moment. But for the main crypto market, nah, it's not there yet.
Awesome. What do you think of Bribel?
So don't turn your back on the bear. I do think that this is potentially the last rally. Um, I mean, all our moving averages are to the downside fanned out. We could potentially go up to the 50 period EMA on the 12-hour, which would put us around 25K. Now, on the CME chart, we do have a gap around 28. So I have two red levels here. Wish I could share my screen, but so basically my first level is 25, anywhere from 24 to 25, because it can always get front ran. And then my next level is at 27 to 28. My third level is at 30K, which is basically the last breakdown point before we started that big downtrend. Trying to get out of the bearish control zone right now on the RSI. We are above the signal line. So as long as we stay above that signal line and work our way out of the bearish control zone, I do think we have the potential to get up to the 50 on the 12-hour. MACD has an upside curvature right now. Positive momentum is increasing on the histogram. See, now, one thing that, one of the things that make me feel like this is just a corrective rally is BBWP is contracting, which is a measure of volatility. It measures volatility in the market. So it was going up as the price action was going down. Now it's going down as the price action's going up, which usually means that it's a corrective move from the actual trend. So those are the levels that I am looking at. Best case scenario, 30K, 35K. I do not think we're getting to 35K. I think we have the potential to get to 30K. I mean, nothing has a zero probability, but I am almost certain that we do not make it up to 35K. 30K would probably be the best case scenario for me. I would be, not financial advice, but I would be taking profits at that point. Yeah, definitely not financial advice. And I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's going to basically run the market. So definitely pay attention to Bitcoin right now. I can go into Atlas and Polis a little later. But yeah, definitely pay attention to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to run the show right now. That's all I got.
Awesome, thank you. ODVB, I'm not expecting you to talk about EMAs and
I only understood
oscillating
half of it.
volatility.
Very interesting, nevertheless.
But
So
how
for
are
me,
you enjoying the current run?
I'm loving it. Like I'm all in. Like for me, it's like right now or never, and I'm super excited. Like for example, Solana. I think Solana has so much potential. Like if you look at it, like just the amount of people making all kinds of D apps and games and whatever, it's just amazing. And I think, yeah, it will show up in the price as well soon. Like for Atlas, I'm super excited. Like if we get the 6 releases in the next July or next 4 to 6, I didn't want to say it, then I think we're gonna see a nice little bump, at least to the point where it's like fun to claim your Atlas again. And yeah, I'm like, I get as much crypto assets, NFT as I can. Like I'm all in. I don't think we can go much lower. I'm not in the technical side of things, and I don't know about all the history and all that stuff. For me, it's just like you can't deny there's so many things going on, especially in Solana. Yeah, there's for me, I'm very excited.
Yeah, 100%. Me too. I think at a certain point, you got to get to a certain bare minimum valuation on things. I mean, whether or not the market can go up, can go down. I mean, the really exciting thing about crypto is it's rapidly growing. The use cases are growing. The technology is expanding. More and more people are using it. More and more people are interacting with it. At some point, reality has to match up with fundamentals and price, where a brand new technology that's rapidly accelerating matches the performance of the assets inside that technology. I'm really excited about it. I'm just super happy that my ballot is currently green. It's really fun collecting my Atlas right now, and I'm swapping it over to Polis. And at a minimum, I'm taking this run as a wonderful time to have a miniature party. I'm having a good time. So, speaking of Solana, what do you guys think of the current Solana phone idea? Did that have you guys hyped? Do you think it's a gimmick? What are your thoughts on it? How about you, ODVB, again, since you were just talking about Solana?
I'm super hyped on Solana, but with the phone, for me is from a technical point, like Solana has no chance ever to compete against Android or Apple in that case. And okay, they have 1,000 pre-orders, maybe like a few hundred people buy the thing for $1,000, and all of them are devs. And for me, it's just like a tech demo, something like Scream, for example. They use it to develop some technology they might use for other phones or for Android later on. But I don't see it as a mega selling product like everybody is gonna have in Solana phone. I don't think so. For me, it's more like a gimmick or a tech demo. I don't think it will be like worldwidely accepted and everybody's gonna using Solana OS now. I don't think that. It's more about like technology and trying out new things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. I was thrown off at first too when I heard Solana was making a phone. I was relieved to find out that they're not actually making a phone. Somebody else already made it. It was created by Essential. It's an Android-based device. They were already creating a privacy-centric smartphone for the market, and Solana simply partnered with them, which is going to give them the ability to get an onboard app store that's friendly to blockchain and Solana, where they can host some of their products. So I'm very, very grateful that Anatoly does not have to invent a piece of, cell phone hardware from scratch, and that really it's just going to be a portal for more Solana apps and more exposure. And I would bet just about anything that it exists right next to the Android App Store inside the phone. People are going to want to experiment with blockchain GPS, to get to work in the morning. So I imagine there's still going to be traditional apps and workarounds. I'm super excited for it. What about you, Lordo?
Me siding with odvb here. Like it's a technical gadget. Yes, it's an Android phone, and I'm happy that they're not developing it themselves. And I think it's a good way to get more people on board, because if you make the news article or news, then it might trigger a couple of people like, hey, if Solana is coming onto the phone, then so for the Solana chain, I think it's good. But you can already have wallets in your mobile phone. So for me, it's not technically needed. Like everything I want to have safe is on a ledger, and I don't want to be carrying a data around the whole day. So for me, yeah, it's cool, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's basically it.
maybe just clever PR, something that gets you out in the newspapers and gets people talking about Solana.
Yeah, I think something like that.
What about you, Bible?
Well, honestly, I am not the one to ask this question because I just found out from you guys. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, Signal. So when did this news come out?
Literally inside like the past 72 hours. I had people
Oh,
calling
really?
me about it, mid Friday at work.
Let's see the rally that happened because of that. I can see it right here. Uh, okay, wow. Hold on, that's the 12-hour chart. Go to the daily. Actually, I think it rallied quite a bit off that
It,
news.
it did pretty darn well. You could see pretty much a
Yeah,
straight line shoot up when the news broke.
25%. 25% rally off that news. So, uh, we are in the red zone right now that I have drawn out. But if we can break this diagonal trend line and work our way up, maybe get back above $50, and then we would be on our way to $60. So if that news, they continue to release material about it, would probably expect us to continue to rally, depending on if Bitcoin behaves or not. So another question: Is this? I'm guessing it has like a built-in wallet.
They haven't disclosed yet, but there's definitely going to be a Solana-based app store inside of there. So I'd imagine there's going to be a lot of onboard features that are meant to make crypto easier. So I would bet just about anything they have the equivalent of a crypto Apple wallet that's going to be on there. So you don't have to go through the trouble of creating a hot wallet or downloading special applications. I bet there's going to be a way for you to set something like that up.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Is it seatbelt?
I mean, pretty exciting that they're trying to do it. You know what I mean? We'll see if it works out. That's kind of a hard shoe to fill, I guess. You got big phone companies, and only a couple of them basically own all the other ones. So we'll see how it works out. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited about it. At a minimum, I love the ambition. I love that, they're taking big swings. They're making big moves. They're not playing small. They have a lot of funding that they've accumulated, and they're not just sitting on it. They're putting it out there and burning it to push forward, to raise awareness, to really battle for market share, even in a bear market, which I like a lot because so many projects can get lazy during times like these and go, oh well, everything's down. The pressure's off. Solana, especially with the introduction of the Quick protocol that they recently rolled out, as well as the announcement of the phone. They're not taking a nap at all. They're swinging heavy and swinging hard, and they're doing everything that they can to build something in this market.
Yeah. Can I add something to Solana? Like, even for me, it's also, I'm a big fan of Magic Eden, and they got valued at 1.5 billion, and I think they like 9 months old, and like they beating OpenSea and Ethereum. Like, Solana is the biggest chain for NFT right now, and it's just like, yeah, just the sheer amount of projects going on, and I think even this bear market is a really good chance for Solana to catch up, for example, with Ethereum, because if Ethereum doesn't bring all this new technology and stuff, and they delay their things, now it's a time to catch up, and I'm super excited, like, for Solana, and everything helps.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, I'm a massive Solana bull. I'm really a maxi for Solana. I think just about everything that can be done everywhere else, I'm like, well, why wouldn't I do that better on Solana? But that being said, one of the things I love about the crash so much in the bear market is it did shake out a lot of VCs. It did shake out a lot of big wallets. And for that, you managed to get your Nakamoto coefficient on Solana up by roughly 50% over the past 6 months, just by some of the larger wallets emptying out and getting more decentralized. You went from an 18 validators supermajority to a 25 very rapidly. And for a long time, that number wasn't moving at all. You were just sitting at 18, because you had all of these large validators with these big stocked up wallets that weren't moving where they were sinking. So I think the fall in Solana and Ethereum and everything else, one of the biggest gripes against Solana is decentralization, and it got more decentralized due to the bear market. So I'm excited. With the DAO coming up, guys, what are you thinking? There's a lot of different people, Polis holders and stuff like that out there that they're going to stake, they're not going to stake, maybe they're utilizing their Polis on Solana to get chips. There's a heck of a lot of different scenarios that you could play out with the DAO coming. What are you guys thinking? What are you doing? Let's kick off with Bribel this time. Pick on you first.
All right. So I have not owned Polis since $15. I own 0 Polis. And I mean, I don't hold much of an Atlas position either. But pretty nice sized one. With the DAO, I mean, it's been delayed so much. If they don't come out with it soon, people might start losing hope a little bit. But I think that it will come out this time. I don't think they would have released another, date or time frame without you really knowing for sure this time. So I do think it is coming out soon. And my plan is really the same. I will not buy Polis until I see something different on the charts. The Dow can come out all at once, but price action trumps all. I mean, if you're looking at the monetary value, if you're looking at, the fundamental value over a period of time, yeah, I understand accumulating Polis. Now, I will start to accumulate Polis once I see something different. I have not seen anything different yet. I've just seen a downtrend. Now, saying that could change when the Dow comes out. Then you'll actually have utility finally for Polis. Atlas has some utility. You know, mostly it's outperformed Polis the entire time. For the most part, they were diverging and converging there for a while. And it was like every time some Dow news would come out, Polis would go up, and then when it got delayed, it would go right back down, give up the whole rally, some. So that's what I'm waiting. Dow doesn't change much for me. I'm a technical analyst, so I go off of what the charts, and I'll know that the Dow is out before Dow is or before other people, because charts will show it first. There's insiders, you know what I mean? Even if it's not the team per se or whatever, there's insiders, there's big money that know these things before we do. So it's going to show up on the charts first. There's a saying, show me the charts, I'll show you the news. And really doesn't matter. And I'll know, you know what I mean? I'll know if it happened, because it'll start going up. I believe. I do believe that the downtrend could potentially turn around once the Dow comes out and there's actual utility for Polis. But once again, right now, nothing's changed.
Yeah, 100%. Good thoughts. I'm much more of a fundamentals guy, and I do look at the discrepancy between Atlas and Polis, which I find really interesting. One of the things that Atlas has going for it that Polis doesn't currently is not only use case, but the fact that Automata has said they're just straight up not selling any of the Atlas that comes to them through transactions, through ship sales, through any of those other things. So, at least in the medium term, just about every single Atlas that gets used on a purchase inside the marketplace is temporarily burned. It's frozen. The circulating supply gets a little bit tighter, even after ship emissions and things like that. So, Automata acts a little bit like the Fed right now, in that they're accumulating Atlas and they're not dispersing it. So that's interesting. I'm excited when I look at the difference between them. That the difference between Atlas and Polis, for anyone who doesn't track it or realize it, is roughly a factor of 100, just looking from one token over to the other. So for Polis to have the same market cap as Atlas right now, just matching it, you'd be looking at nearly a 60 or 70% pop. So if they were equally valued, there'd be a pretty big difference in the undistributed market cap and distributed market cap. So I see a heck of a lot of potential. You put a value case behind Polis, I think it could explode to start to rush the diluted market cap of Atlas. What about you, Lordo? Do you hold Polis? Do you like Polis? What do you think about the Dow? What are you doing?
Yeah, I hold Polis. Not as big bag as you, but yeah, yeah, I do hold Polis. I'm not too interested in the functionality of this DAO. Um, and I'm not gonna lock it straight away. Like normally when you see a release, you see a very high APY, and as soon as people start putting it in and lock it up, the APY goes down a lot. And I will wait my turn on. If I'm 2 weeks later, I don't care. Like uh, that's and I'm not gonna lock everything up. Like they haven't concluded that you will be able to use it uh, in the other two parts of the DAO, like the miners. for the faction and the regional. And for me, the functionality of Polis is there and not on game develop decisions. So I'm holding Polis for the game and not for the profits. Like, of course, I'm happy if the Polis goes up a lot, but I won't be selling it because of it. Like, I bought it with a reason, and that reason is for the game and not for for the DAO.
Yeah,
So,
100%.
That's another thing I'll add is the amount that will be locked up, which will constrain the supply, which could also be an additional variable of the downtrend reversing. So you got the Dow coming out, and then also when the Dow comes out, you'll have a lot locked up. It'd be less to trade on the market, so that could constrain the supply. See if we'll have a reversal.
Yeah, it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see. I mean, if 50% of people that are currently holding Polis decided to stake it even for the shortest term, you'd be talking about a near 50% reduction in circulating supply, more or less overnight for a minimum of the next 12 months. So it's pretty crazy. It'll be interesting to see how many people do it. I naturally think to myself, it's like, well, if I bought Polis and the whole point of it was for me to be able to participate in the DAO and vote, and I need to stake to do that, why wouldn't I? So I at least think, a reasonable percentage of Polis holders will stake. It'll be interesting to see. Because unstaked Polis, it's really just a token then, unless they find a way for you to spend it. What are you going to do with it?
Well, I wish
Yeah.
Nutcats was here because he couldn't make it, and like he's the Poles only guy, and for me, like some guys in the chat, they figured it out, and there's like for the past 6-7 months, constant sell pressure, like some big wallets dumping Polis basically every day, and we were on a long downwards trend. And when you look at the stats on the chain, there's not many active holders or something like that. It's just a few people. And my hope is when we get it down now that like all the smaller guys like me, maybe move over to Polis. I bought some recently. I always swap a little bit from Atlas to Polis, but yeah, I hope with the DAO and some kind of functionality in the game, and I hope they expand it kind of quick and make some kind of votes. It doesn't need to be important votes or something, but like to show the people that it's important in the game later on, then we will see a nice bump, I hope. I'm not so sure about all the technical stuff like you guys with the numbers and all this, but yeah, like from my perspective, it's the use case, and when we get a use case, a lot of people like me, I guess, say, okay, it's worth to put some money into Polis to have some vote in whatever DAO we gonna vote in later on.
100%. So Polis DAO on to Showroom. Are you guys excited about Showroom? Are you amped? What are you thinking about it? And how do you see ship prices being affected leading up to Showroom? Are you thinking there's going to be a sudden gold rush for OPODs and X-Force? Or, are ship prices potentially going to go down, trade sideways, rally?
Somebody bought
What are you
like
thinking?
a lot of bikes today, right? Wasn't there some like 1,500
Yeah,
bikes?
someone bought an insane amount.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody today, the volume on Atlas went absolutely crazy. You had like $5.5 million worth of value over the past 24 hours. And there were like tens of thousands of bikes that were bought. There was a crazy amount that just disappeared off of the market. Which also gets me excited because again, if Automate is true to their word, the Atlas that's being spent on those bikes just got taken out of circulation until some later date when they decide to start selling it off. So, what are you thinking, Lordo, on Showroom and the ships and how the two
Very
interact?
excited. Very excited. I cannot wait to finally see the ships in UE5. Even if it's just the alpha version and not fully the final rendering version. But I do think it will help, showing that it's not a rock pool project and that they're really developing. And you're one of the first that is able to show an asset like that in UE5. So I think that will help the market. If it will convert the downtrend, I'm not sure. Uh, I hope Scream will do that. But yeah, we will have to see. Like, you can already earn money with the ship, so gameplay is, I think, the part that is important there. Which I will see. For me, they're selling a bit too many ships, to be honest. But yeah, like
Yeah,
uh,
doesn't seem to be any shortage of supply.
yeah, there is a oversupply at the moment, and I'm not sure if they able to attract enough people before Screen to fill that gap. And so I don't think score will be the solution of the problem, but it at least will help the market. Like, it's I'm hoping that they will release more ships very fast, that you can walk around in, like an X4. Yeah, you can walk around, but not in it. So yeah, let's hope that they gonna release a couple of bigger ships, like an F4. I want to see from the inside and walk around, or even
Oh yeah.
fly. And that would be even better. Like, they took quite a long time to build showroom, to be honest. Especially if you're here on the size of the team that they're using. And if UE5 is really that intuitive to build, then it doesn't make sense that it takes so long to build a showroom, to be honest. But we'll have to see on how big it is and what the functionality is there.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah,
I'm super
excited.
excited for it too.
Yeah.
I think a little bit Automata might have been victims of their own success. I think they were, and of course, the narrative is, so it's just my theory. The narrative is you just had all these people, this whole time. I think you started with a much smaller team and you had some really great ideas. And then you were ridiculously successful by any measure of success, selling all of these ships and raising all of this funding. And then you said, "Oh wow, we've got to build a gaming studio from scratch to make maybe one of the biggest and best space games ever created." And I think I think they had to present themselves a certain way to get all of the hype moving for marketing for the original ship sales. And I think once they were as successful as they were, it was like, holy cow, we need to start hiring. We need to partner with people. We need to organize this stuff. And I'm really hoping at this point that what we're going to see is an extreme acceleration of what we've seen over the course of the past year. I give them a bit of a break on a lot of months of stagnation just because I believe they were still literally just building a studio and a team and all these different people from scratch, figuring
Yeah.
out how all this stuff is going to work. How the heck do you run a decentralized company around the world with a bunch of work from home people? I think it's like when you see a big train moving and the gears start turning, for the first time, and they're slower and slower, and then they start ramping up. Um, I think that's what we're experiencing now. I'm very excited and optimistic, and like you, super amped for the showroom. What about you, ODVB?
Yeah, I always was more a fan of Scream, but right now, as a gamer, I agree with all the points you said. They probably had too much success in selling all these ships in December, January, and stuff, and the pressure got really high. But for me, it's the beginning. Now we get a showroom, and the showroom comes out, and then they can update it every week. They can add something little here, something there. They make this faster or that faster, and then we constantly can see the updates. Right now I look at the updates. There is no updates. I look at my score. It's 191 days or 190 days now. And like as a gamer, there is nothing. I grind the Discord and I do all kinds of stuff. Watch every video and every town hall, every brew, and all this. But if there's the showroom, at least I can walk in there. I can inspect everything, like find the comics or whatever they're gonna hide in there. All this stuff is exciting for me, and for me the hope is really that a lot of gamers and like normal people see, oh, there is something, they build something, and from now on we can see like weekly, monthly progress. We start with a laggy showroom and my graphics card will explode probably and all this, but like I hope 1 month after, you can play it and it's getting better and there's more details and this and that, and then they can add more modules and more ships, as you said. I'm super excited now, and I hope it's the beginning now, like the real beginning of like engagement with the game, and like to show all the fathers and all the YouTubers, show them, see, our NFTs come to life now. You buy the NFT and you get your ship. You can. That's just too cool. Like, and next month, July 6 and 426, I'm pretty much excited.
Yeah, I'm
Tears
super
in my
amped.
yeah.
I was watching a video from Star Citizen the other day on this big capital ship they were building and the gray box inside of it. And I can't wait for videos like that on Star Atlas. I can't wait for things being released, showing even just the gray boxing interior of like a Ballad, or a C11, or, even crazier, like what's a tree arrow going to be like in there? I even just seeing the modeling interior on things of that kind of scale and coolness. I'm so hyped for it. What are you thinking, Bribel?
Well, I hope my computer can handle it. To be honest, I am getting a desktop built as we speak, especially for the channel and also for the showroom. So I wanted to be ready for that. Uh, other two basically presented my thoughts as well. I'm pretty stoked. It would be nice to finally get some sort of gameplay. I mean, we really haven't had nothing but ship staking up until now and buying assets, which have tremendously decreased in value. So that's not what it's all about, and I think they will bounce back eventually. I don't think they're going to bounce back after the showroom. Just that. Do not think so. And even Scream. But I think within like a year, maybe 2 years, ships will come back and probably increase in value substantially. I think it'll take a little bit more than being able to walk around and inspect a couple ships. You know, if there was like some sort of multiplayer, uh, some sort of multiplayer in there, it might be a little different. To where you can fly your ships around together, stuff like that. I mean, maybe it will. I'm not sure. I don't think it will be. Um, but so that's basically what I'm looking for. I am very excited. It would be nice, just to see graphics and what it's gonna feel like. Because then your imagination can run wild. To be able to kind of see what the long-term vision is at that point. So yeah, stoked. Stoked.
I'm personally rooting for a big giant racetrack around showroom and a racer version of Mario Kart for the smaller Star Atlas ships at some point.
That would see. That's what I'm talking about. Something like that. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
have to
but
be gunfire and battle.
they teased
Some
all this
kind of
stuff, I
racing.
think. They teased the
Oh,
racing
did they?
module, the PvP fighting module or something, free fly.
Oh,
Like there were teasers, like not just the showroom. They wanted to add more stuff. So, and that
see
might be
that?
hope. We get the showroom, and then it's the beginning, especially for Sperasoft. They know what to do now. They know where to go, and they just can add stuff constantly. I want to see updates every month, stuff, new stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, I
Now they
didn't
can
know
show,
none of that.
it's the starting point for me, and yeah, no excuses.
I
I
didn't
hope.
know any of that. That might change things, if there is some sort of multiplayer. I mean, that would be awesome. I do think that would change things if your ships actually have utility. I do think that they would try to climb their way back up because then it would bring in the people that left, because a lot of people capitulated, obviously. But I think if we had actual gameplay, something you could really play, I do think the ships would come back. I think
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
think the
people would
racing
start
mode would
buying it.
have tons
Oh
of
yeah.
replay value.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
True.
we don't know, we don't have the insights. I just hope it's gonna be like that, I hope there is more and constant updates and
Yeah,
So
we'll have to see and wait. 4 to
yeah,
6 weeks, guys.
4 to
4 to
6
6.
weeks.
At some
Or 3
point,
to
3 to
5.
5.
we had
It's
3 to 5 now,
even
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 to 4, maybe even all.
So,
July.
Bribel, it seems like you didn't think that we've bottomed, and that seems to be a pretty popular opinion here. When do you think we will, and what are you going to do when we get there?
So let me look at this chart real quick. I'm looking at what I was looking at was 12 to 14K. And then at first I was thinking 16, then I redid my work and I think it will fall lower than that. So I was looking at 12 to 14K, and then everyone started looking at that level. Everybody thinks the same thing. They're all wrong. At least that's my experience in the markets. So I think this could go a lot lower, especially with all the macroeconomic variables coming into play. And the fact that, I mean, it's a bear market. This thing can go a lot lower than what people think, and it always does. It always goes a lot lower than people think. So since everybody's looking at 12 to 14K, I think it will get overran. I'm thinking anywhere from 7 to 10. If that does happen in October, I will be buying then. October, November is what I'm kind of looking at on a time frame. Now, I'm not the best with time frames. Hardly anybody is. Hardly any trader can really give you a time frame. But I'm that so far. That's what I'm looking at. Is October, November, but if those prices are hit, October, November, I will be buying for my long-term bull market position. I will start accumulating. And I do think we'll have some sort of accumulation range, but it might not be at 7 to 10. We could drop down there for, a day and come back up to 12 to 14, even 16. Range there. We could have a range of $4,000 for a year. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's going to go a lot lower. I think Ethereum's probably going to go to like 300. So if you guys have cash on the side, if you guys have dry powder, this will change your life. I would recommend, not financial advice. Um, no, I'm not going to recommend anything. This is what I'm doing. I've been accumulating a cash position for, a few months. I took a lot of profits at 48K. We made that, or no, at 51K. We first made that lower high, that obvious lower high. A lot of profits there. And I've been holding a pretty substantial cash position in percentage terms to the rest of my portfolio. And that is what I will be doing until I see these lower levels and until I see something different. I never call the absolute top and I never call the absolute bottom. I get in pretty close. As soon as I see the trend reversal, see my indicators start to turn back up, I see the momentum turn positive, and that's when I really jump in. And when we see those lower levels, I will be jumping in strong. Then just kind of trading the swings and seeing what happens next.
Nice. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Bible, in that I believe when 99% of people agree, they're usually wrong. And I'm going to take that to the opposite and be optimistic and say, when I go around and everyone says, oh no, we're nowhere close to a bottom. No, it's going much lower. Look at the macro, look at the momentum, look at how everything's going to be. I'm hoping that whole group gets surprised by a sudden pop to the upside and we're off to the moon. But
See, there's also a lot of people that think this is the bottom. Looking at, on-chain data, stuff like that. There's a lot of people that think this is the bottom. So I think more people are leaning towards the bearish case, but there still is a pretty large group of people that think this is the bottom. Especially listening to YouTubers, stuff like that. Got to be careful listening to YouTubers because some of them are just YouTubers. A lot of them aren't technical analysts. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of just, come up with their bias and then put some proof behind it, or potential proof. But so that's why you got to be careful. You can tell the difference between someone that's an actual analyst and someone that is just pretending to be. So those you really gotta watch, what the professionals are doing, not what they're saying, what they're doing. Especially, like the big money. Watch what they're doing, not what they're saying. The big money, like these financial institutions, they're building large cash positions, large cash positions. So, follow the money, and it could be the bottom. Nobody ever knows. There's a non-zero probability that this is the bottom. I mean, we could go down to 16K and turn right back around. Now, do not think we're going to just start another bull market. So I do think you will have some time to read the bottom and to accumulate. I do think we'll have some sort of range. So no pressure. You know what I mean? Build a cash position. And well, I'm building a cash position and I'm just taking it easy. Wait for the bottom, build my HODL portfolio back up, and trade the swings.
Yeah.
awesome. How about we take it to lore? Lore is coming to Star Atlas. We've got graphic novels on their way. I'm sure a lot of us are pretty darn excited about that. I know for me, one of my favorite things related to Star Atlas actually is the posters. I don't own any, but I sure as heck enjoy listening to Dowcast or read through them and play the music. So I think they're really awesome pieces of art, and I really appreciate the story. What do you guys feel about graphic novels and Star Atlas? How about you, Lordo?
I never been into graphic novels, to be honest. So for me, it's not a way that I would present my lore, but I know there are a lot of people out there that do like novels and love this idea. So yeah, for them, I would say go for it. But for me, yeah, it is a cool gimmick. And I will be searching in the showroom to try to get my hands on parts of it, uh, just because you can. But I will be spending my time in the showroom and not on yeah.
What
So
about you,
I might be a
ODVB?
different one.
Well, I like comics and lore and stuff. I prefer videos though, but the big thing for me is it's NFT, and I like collecting things. So I have tons of comics, and I don't read them really, but I like collecting them, and so it's gonna be for me in Startless. I want to collect all the posters. I want to collect all the lore comics, they coming out, I gonna be, yeah. And it's also a market opportunity as for like gamer trader, like if you in a game and trading things, oh, nice new NFT, like the Cosmic Sound and the Cosmic Thunder badge. It was amazing. I made more money with that thing than I made with my ships in the past, like 6 months. It's kind of funny. Like even the market is down and everything. There is some stuff, NFTs, and you can make money with it. And yeah, I'm a fan of it. I like it, and yeah. And I'm gonna read them also, but that's not my main thing. I'm more kind of collecting stuff. So I'm excited about the NFT part.
Nice. Are you a comic guy, Bribel?
No, not really. I really don't have too many thoughts on it. I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people will like it. Like Lordo said. It's not, I mean, it's not, and like odvb said, I would rather prefer a video. Now I will, once the showroom comes out, once again, like he said, I will go collect them, just because you can, like Lordo said, you can. So something to do in the game. You know what I mean? We have plenty of stuff to do in real life. I'm saying in the game, it's basically one of the only things you'll be able to do, except if they come out with those, racing modules, stuff like that. Either way, I think it's cool. And I'm glad they did it. Now once the game comes out, like more of it, then I will be interested in the storyline. Not so much yet. That's just me.
Nice. Well, we're getting towards the end of our show. I'm going to go around the circle one more time and let's do what are you doing now inside of Star Atlas? And if you have something you want us to know, here's a great place for a shameless plug, or an update to what you're doing in the community. Let's start with you, Lordo.
Yeah, working on Skull and Bones now, of course, setting up the background and functionality there. We're hosting a mod consortium to get all the mod guilds. Only
Oh, we
allowed
forgot
which
about
are
that, the faction thing, Ali mods, Ustor.
no, mod only.
Hmm.
And yeah, we have Soulwalker from our guild building all kind of nice little gadgets like the burner for the scam NFTs. So big shout out to him. Yeah, so that's not me, but at least it's from out of Skull and Bones name.
Yeah, I literally heard about the burner today. It sounds awesome. I definitely know people at Dark Matter that are already thinking about using it, so really cool stuff. ODVB, what about you, my friend?
Yeah, things slowed down, like in Starters TV. I'm really hoping for the releases, and showroom, so I can stream like 20 hours every day from my showroom and running around searching for comics and stuff, all this stuff. So that's going to be exciting. Besides that, I'm now actually kind of working for Star Atlas, as the mod job. So I'm doing that, doing my best to help people in the Discord. Really big shout outs to Skull and Bones for the burning tool, because like the amount of tickets we get just from scam people, it's like I'm crying every day. It's unbelievable how many people fall for this stuff. Like they get in their stepping shoebox and then their whole wallet is gone. And then we try to save their fleets because they staked. They cannot take them, but it's sometimes like it's disheartening. It's like I see fleets there, and it's I would cry, it would end my life, not really, but it's really like bad, and yeah, so people should take care about that. And then, yeah, I'm a little bit excited about the faction thing now going on in the Discord. I'm so interested how it's gonna turn out, like with factions, multi-faction guilds, how these factions work together. And I hope they give us some stuff to do, you know, like, I don't know what, there's gonna be stuff probably, because I heard them teaser some things, you know. And yeah, that's going to be exciting because yeah, everything we can get for the community to do, you know, as Rybul said, you know, you collect the stuff because it's there and you want to try it and find out. And I hope they can do something with the factions as well. And yeah, I'm super happy, and I'm super like, I bought 3 new fleets in the past 2 weeks. Like when it's really dumped, it was super exciting, you know. I saw people buying like a Rainbow Ohm for like $450 or something, and oh, it's crazy. Like there's a lot of opportunities, and yeah. And I'm thinking, you know, for me, Star Atlas is something like Porsche or Rolex, you know, and I don't care about Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever the markets are doing. If we build something really cool here, you know, at some point, you know, there is so many people who love that game and to want to do things in this game that we don't need to look at the bigger market anymore. You know, that's my hope. So I hope we kind of break the cycle and Bitcoin dominance and all this stuff, just because we have a nice metaverse we all want to be in every day. You know, that's my hope. That's about it.
Nice.
And thanks,
What
guys, for
about you,
everybody.
Bribel?
You have something else to say, ODVB?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody for like taking the time again here and all this stuff. I don't know if it's my last words or something like that.
Yeah, thank you, my friend. I want everybody who's currently listening and watching this to know ODVB filled in at the last minute. he he was an absolute trooper. You know, he didn't have to be here, and he was here to contribute. And you know, I'm super grateful that he came and that he helped out. And I always love hearing from him. So I think we're very lucky that we have him.
Yeah,
What about
Yeah,
you,
so-
thank you
Bribel?
for hosting.
Oh yeah. What I'm doing in Star Atlas. Well, right now, I mean, obviously I'm staking all my ships. I am not buying any more ships. I actually bought most of my ships at the origination price, and then I averaged down, you know, quite a bit. You know, with maybe the last third of my capital. So I've got a third of my ships at lower prices. I'm doing fairly well. Um, I am selling my Atlas as it comes in, and we have these little rallies. But I am prepared to buy Atlas with USDC when I see something different in the chart. And when probably around the time that Atlas has even more utility, you know, when Scream comes out, you know, a lot of people are probably going to buy Atlas coming up to that. So I'm thinking like, you know, 2 weeks, something like that before, maybe 2, 3 weeks before that comes out, I'll probably start accumulating a position on Atlas. And I mean, I'm not selling. I'm not selling one of my ships. I have not capitulated whatsoever. I put a pretty big amount in at the start, and I don't, excuse me, I don't even look at the ship prices anymore. It was funny because I did not know that ships were even down until they were down 50% because I don't look at the price. You know, that's not why I didn't buy the ships to necessarily make money. Now, I was expecting some stability. I expected them to be like, you know, more stable than Bitcoin. That's why I allocated so much into it. Because I mean, I had enough ships to play the game, you know, but I have like multiples of the same ship. Like I have 10 envoys, you know, you only need like 3, you know, and so, but yeah, I'm not selling. And yeah, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank you for hosting Signal. I want to thank you for setting this up and filling in, ODVB. You too, Lordo. Glad you came. You guys can find me at on my YouTube channel, Market Pros. Link will be somewhere in the description, I think.
Cut off
And
there, though. It's
yeah,
my
and
internet.
Yeah, send me all the
What's that?
links. I will post all the links in the Twitters and YouTube. And we now, I forgot to tell, of course, Mr. Signal, we now have even Spotify podcast format for everybody to listen to. Yeah.
It's a huge development,
Nice. Yeah.
especially for people like me that consume tons and tons of content. It's really nice being able to have something that I can easily play in the car during my long drives to work or coming home or when I'm out and about, as opposed to trying to set up a YouTube video to just play the audio through the speakers in my car while I'm driving around. I'm very grateful for that. As for me, what I'm up to, what I'm doing in the community.
Hey, we're back.
What happened?
All good. We see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
What I'm doing in the community and what I'm up to right now. I recently started as a mod for Star Atlas's Reddit. So that's another place where I can put,
Really?
yeah,
That's
that's another
new.
place
It's
where I can
huge.
put a crazy amount of my energy. So
Okay.
I'm really excited about it. I think Reddit is a huge opportunity for us as a community. And I really look forward to trying to keep it clean, shiny, and nice for new visitors. So when people are coming, rather than seeing just some low effort post by like a burner account, they see useful information and exciting things and guilds reaching out with promotions and ideas. Following Copa, with Dark Matter, pretty much everything that we're doing is we've never had a budget. So winning a contest and having a treasury, we're doing a lot of facelift and polish right now, just so we can look like some of the newer, shinier guilds out there. And we're having some of our very first elections for seats and roles. But yeah, I'm super excited that I got to be here. Obviously, one of the things I'm doing is Star Atlas TV, and I really love it. I thank ODVB for that. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you all so much for coming.
My pleasure.
With all that,
I
Thank you for
gonna
hosting.
activate all my Reddit
Really.
accounts, and then I gonna test your moderator capabilities. Nice.
oh, I'm on it. If you've seen me on Discord, you know that I'm hawking that Reddit as well. But
Okay.
yeah, with that, I'm Dark Signal. This has been Star Atlas TV, Community Roundtable. And thank you guys so much for coming. This was awesome.
Thanks everybody.
See you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.